Hey, hello. What's going on, everyone? Hey, America. How you doing? Today is February the 4th, I think, and 2023. My name is Michael Tomlinson, and I am an American tear. Oh boy, I was watching a clip program this morning on YouTube. I just kind of randomly landed on it, and it was like a news guy. He had his little background, and it looked like he was pretty popular. But he, reporting on some, and he wasn't like with a network. He was an individual, you know, trying to deliver what would be like a news kind of format, but on YouTube. Um, I was just listening to him and hearing what he had to say, and it just gave me a really interesting perspective into what people are thinking and what they're doing, and he was up there, he was talking about immigration, and he wasn't just like talking about immigration. I mean, basically he was making fun of it, patronizing it, suggestively putting it down, and in his own subtle way, to say, basically just say, I do not like, people coming over from Mexico, uh, and that's legit. Nothing wrong with that. People in America have that right. That's why the last administration started building the wall, and we're trying to enforce it, but they keep coming over by the hundreds or thousands or whatever people may be thinking. Um, and, so it wasn't the fact that he was talking about immigration. I have no problem with people talking about immigration being out of control and how we need to do something. And Americans decide to just put them back on a bus and just right out of the gate send them right back. Bus them over. Buy bus tickets. To just put them on other buses that head right back into Mexico or Colombia or wherever they come from. And if that's what Americans want to do to resolve it, then so be it. If you come up with a solution to, to solve it, and that is a solution. I mean, really, it's a common sense approach. It's just fundamental, straightforward, no red tape. It's just, and it's not trying to be mean or it's not trying to be nice. It's just saying that, we are not a borderless country. We have borders, and we're serious. We're serious about our borders. We don't want other folks coming in, and into our country. And then they start to, and as these folks do come in, they want to patronize them, put them down, and of course demonize them. Say they're nothing but thieves and robbers, and all these labels that are just bad. And which is another thing. It's just pretty much at a distance. Picking on homeless people, it's like picking on people that are already down and out. It's like, let's kick them and let's hit them. It's just too damn easy. And for, Mike, I'm using race here, but for, a white man to be sitting there and just doing that, just punching and kicking, immigration, making fun of it, making fun of other people, and that's his freedom. I mean, who's going to stop him? He's got his viewers, and they probably look just like him, and they're all on board with him. They're like, yeah, let's kick him, let's punch him, let's get, somehow, figure something out, like, but in a hurtful, hateful way. It's all hate. Even though he's trying to make a big joke out of it, it's like it really is just a joke based on hate, and trying to make light of it. Trying to, besides saying, I am a racist, just dance around the whole subject line of that and just kind of say, like, oh no, I'm just stating my opinion. I'm just having some fun, and chuckles. And you're not. What you're doing is you're spreading hate. And you are. And the people around you know you are. Because, you are also superior. So you can patronize people, with your words and, your little statements and, treating people like they're invisible. And again, I'm going to go right back to what I just said. It is your right to do so. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. I feel sorry for you because the hate is definitely a reflection of what's going on inside of you. And I know you may be smiling and laughing and like, oh, I know that you have an ugly soul. I know that you have a darkened soul, it's black spots all over your aura. I see it. And you try to cover it up, but you're an evil person, and who's unwilling to work on real solutions, and is only willing to spread hate and to focus on the problem. Hear what I'm saying? You just want to spread hate and focus on the problem, and that's it. That's it. There's no other conversation around that, besides just more hate or just, other things. And I hear that stuff from all kinds of people from that way of thinking. And I don't have a problem with whatever people want to do. That's fine, I was listening to this guy. This is the main problem with immigration right now. With me and American Tears. This is how this is where we cross paths, and it doesn't quite work out, okay? And that is, if you are anti-alien, like immigration, then you should just be that about America as a whole. Not specific to one country, one culture, and that's the problem. You're so dumb to think that. And just because it's there and it's obvious, of course that's all you're going to want to think. But you don't, wonder about the other 99 countries out there and how many illegal aliens or immigrants are coming over from other countries. Oh no, that's not illegal immigration. That's just other people making it into America, but they're illegal. They're using the system in the same way that everybody else is using the system that comes into this country. And, but you're going to put on blinders once I start saying that. Because there are people from the UK that are in America illegally. There are people from Ireland that are illegally in America. There are people from Canada who are illegal in America. There is just from all kinds of other countries, that you just don't, you somehow think like, oh no, I'm just, focus on this one, Hispanics or Latinos, but if you're Asian, there's no way, that you can be and yes, there is a way. I mean, go to Little China in San Francisco. I mean, it is such a strong, bonded hideout for all Asians that, I mean, ICE couldn't even go in there and figure it out. I don't think they can. Because there's, a lot of people, and all they're thinking, Asians, like, oh, just as long as they focus on Mexico and that border thing, they're not going to look at us. It's illegal because we're not like them. We're not like them. So they're going to focus on them, and they're not going to think of us as having to show papers or prove ourselves as being American citizens. And I've met plenty of those people around the country. I know you think like, oh, what do you mean? What am I talking about? I'm talking about being fair. Hello? I'm talking about instead of being one-sided, minded, thinking person, by God, man, open your mind. Look around, and understand what you're saying. Understand exactly what you're saying. If you're going to be against it, then be against all, illegal immigrants in America. Don't just say, I'm going to be a racist toward this one group of people. And that's it, because that's the problem. They're the problem, and you're not going to look at the fact that, places like Japan or China and stuff have birthing homes. You don't know that, do you? No, they have birthing homes like in Florida, houses in nice neighborhoods, and they pay, some money to send their wives that are pregnant over to have their babies in America. And they're just using the system. They're just using America, so that the baby is born with a dual citizenship, and then they immediately go right back to Japan. They don't care about America. They don't want to speak English. They don't, it's all about how they're just using America for their own family, for their own future. And just like everybody else is coming over, they're just trying to do the same thing. But without money, they can't just come in with money and move into an expensive home and kind of stay there and work things out. So it's just a social status kind of separation. But it's still illegal. And they're still immigrants. And they're still using America. In fact, they are in America from other, like UK, from other countries that are a little, and coming over here. But they look Caucasian. They're cute. They're handsome. The guys have the accent. I'm from Ireland, or I'm British. And they come over on these student visas. But they don't plan on going back. They don't, they don't even like it in their own damn country. And these are like countries that we think that they do, and a lot of them, sure they do, but, there's not much to offer there. Like London doesn't have a bunch of jobs and, younger people can, thrive and survive. They have to go somewhere else. And they come to America and they just stay here. They don't go back. They don't want to go back, and then, but they gain the support of other Americans. It's something like people say, oh, no, you're here illegally. No, they're going to be like, wow, you're a good-looking woman, or you're a handsome man, and you have that accent, and, you look very white, and so, I'm going to help you, and that's what they do. They're like, I hope you can come to my corporation and be one of the people administrators answering the phone or doing something like that. But give them a nice job, paying, starting out at a good salary, and then just trying to keep it. They're like, oh, I'll figure out a way to keep it on the down low. And they're taking real jobs, real American jobs. But Americans aren't complaining about that. They're not even looking at that. They're not even thinking about that. All they're thinking about is that there's only one country, and that's it, and not even thinking or opening your mind or being smart enough and intelligent enough to understand that it's coming from everywhere. Africa, Asia. It's just everywhere. We're being bombarded by people who want to come to America and use America for its, its privileges. and build them a future, just like everybody else that's trying to come to America. So if you're gonna discriminate against illegal immigration, then you just need to discriminate against it across the board as an American. Say this is, that's what I mean by fair. If you're gonna do it, be fair about it, man. Don't be a wimp and say, oh no, it's just this issue over here, and without realizing that, there are a lot of other countries out there who are very successfully, even this very minute, coming into this country. You won't consider that. You won't think about that. You'll talk about one culture, one group over there in the South, and that's the problem. Everybody else, from other countries is fine. Oh no, that's not, that's different. And it's not different, man. For you to say it's different, it's again to say, you're just, don't even talk about illegal immigration then, if that's all you're going to do. Is take a one-sided matrix, I'm asleep, kind of perspective, instead of being a free thinker, and exercising your mind to expand past that hate movement and to realize that it is everywhere. You just don't know it, or you don't care to know that part of it all. You only want to know one side, and that's the side that everybody's on, everybody wants to go against. It's the popular thing to talk about, and you need to talk about solutions. If you're going to talk about that, you need to talk about how to deal with it. And if we're going to be strong, and say no more, send everybody back now, then if that's what Americans really, really want to do, then that's what we'll do. And if if it's getting caught up in red tape, it's like, oh no, we got to treat them like systematically through a system that we have in place, then we just change that part of the system. I mean, really, and it's about change. It's about new reflections, new ground. And that's some serious thinking, and that's some, the way you should be thinking about it. And we Americans, that's how we think about it. That's when we step back and look at the big picture and say, wow, there's much more going on here than people realize. And in fact, everyone's just wearing blinders. No one wants to pay attention to anything else but the one problem, the one thing, and then act like they're superior, like I am all superior because I talk about it and I, make fun of it, or I'm hating on it. And that's just spreading hate. That's just spreading fear. That's just being a smart ass, man. That's not doing anything or anyone any good. And except for that. I mean, you're not spreading love. You're not trying to look for a solution or put a good twist to things that can actually be helpful. And so, what's the point, right? What's the point? Why be helpful? Why care? You're, an all superior American, so that way you can go pick on people. They're already down and out. I mean, they're already, picking on people down and out is one thing. I keep telling people, man, if you're going to pick on people upstairs. Pick on the politicians. Pick on the corporations. Pick on the real haters and the dividers of Americans. Make fun of them. Not just like one side, like, oh, I'm a Republican, so I'm going to make fun of Democrats now. Or I'm a Democrat, I'm going to hate Republicans. That is such an old, stupid ass conversation. I'm so sick of hearing that, man. Sick, sick, sick. I'm surprised you people are not just throwing up right now, just sick of yourself, man. Just, ugh. I'm sick. I'm sick of myself for thinking like that and for acting out like that. You know, and if you're religious and you think that you're using God to side with you because that's what your thinking is, then you're really backwards. You know, that is evil. Evilness working in your life. Those are demons working in your life. And you don't know it. Or you do know it and you don't care. And then you want to go to church and try to express the fact that, you know, you want to celebrate something like, you know, God or Jesus or something like that. And while at the same time holding this hate toward others and judgmental and social discrimination. You know, and you know, so none of it makes sense to me. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not blaming you to for doing what you're doing. I say if that's what you want to do, like I said this whole video, you can do whatever you want to do. And just like you can express yourself and make fun of it, I can express myself and not make fun of it. You know, be serious about it. Be a serious and American tear about it. You know, and understand, you know, like we need to take it in a different direction. And that's where you become a true American. It's when you can, you know, stand up and be helpful in those adverse times. You know, so, you know, I don't know, and I'm challenging it because I don't know where it's coming from. I just don't even know why people do that. Besides the thinking that they just think they're superior, which I can see that because I've been running across adversity my whole life. I mean, my whole life. Since the day I was born, you know, and you know, I was, you know, till now, you know, I still run across the same stupid adversity kind of people. They're being completely dumb, men and women. You know, they are just hurtful, mean. They like spreading rumors. They like lying. They like being deceitful. They like manipulating. They like patronizing, man. That is like the one thing they love to do. Because that's where they think like, oh, I'm so smart. I can make fun of you in front of you. And you don't even know it. Because I am so smart. And believe me, you're not getting away with anything. You know, it's just that people don't call you out on it for being stupid. You know, and that's what's going on. You know? And so they're just, you know, just kind of like in their mind thinking like whatever, you know, and in your mind you're thinking like, ha ha ha, I got away with it again, you know, and you're not getting away with anything, man. You're fooling yourself, you're lying to yourself, and you need to just stop it right now. Just stop it. Stop spreading hate. You know, stop participating. And if you are going to spread, be just fair. Just hate everybody. Hate everyone. You know, if you're such a hater, you know, don't just, you know, reflect on one thing and say, oh, I love everything, but I hate this, or I dislike that, you know, and you know, and then try to justify it and have excuses, or just say, I'm just having fun. I get some kind of big joke. I mean, I heard this guy, I was watching and listening to this guy talk. He was going on and on and on. And I'm so saddened about this. I'm just like, man, I can't believe people are actually watching this and actually participating in it too. being a part of it, even like yucky, because it's just like rubbing. I'm going to give you some of my black energy and put it on you now, so that way you can be demonized. And little do they know it, they're serving evil. They're serving the devil, or they're in the matrix, one of the two. And if you feel like that's not what you're doing, but you're doing it, then that's what you're doing. Don't lie to you. Can lie to me and everybody else, but don't lie to yourself. Whatever you do, please don't lie to yourself. Look in the mirror and just don't lie to yourself. You can lie to everybody else every day like you probably have been forever, but you need to look at yourself and not lie to yourself about what's going on, and just serve your own interests and your own assessment and your own perspective without understanding what the hell you're thinking about, without understanding what the hell you're talking about. So I think that's where I'm going to leave off at, because we really got to unify America, and that's what I'm going back to. We got to do it. We got to do it with love too. Can't do it spreading hate, and that's the ultimate lesson of the day. Stop spreading hate. Start spreading love. And if you can't figure that out, then you have major issues. It's not America's issues are the problem. It's your issue, man. And you're trying to project it out like it's the problem for everybody too. So, okay, I'm going to stop right there. Peace, love, have a magnificent day, man, and we'll talk later, okay? Bye.